This old guy DIY has to do with making a camera transporter. So a friend of mine recently got into photography. He bought some really nice equipment, learned a lot, and now he's taking pictures that look like they came out of National Geographic. So he said what he needs is something that would safely allow his camera with lens to lay between the seats in his truck. So he gave me dimensions. He said he needed 8 inches by 28 inches. And what I have here is a discharge chute from a leaf bagging system on an MTD mower. I've carried this thing around for about 10 years. My wife accuses me of being a hoarder, and I suggest that I'm just a man with many interests, but I believe this is going to be the perfect camera transporter. So what I'm going to do is take the saw and cut this thing here and cut it on the other side and basically make this look like a hot dog bun. Then I'll put some padding in it, and I think after a little bit more work it'll be just what he's looking for. So I have a great plan. The question now is execution, but I'll give it a shot. With a little bit of saw work with my trusty Milwaukee 18-volt circular saw, I turned that tube into a 28-inch by 8-inch plastic hot dog bun effectively. With a little bit of padding, this may turn into just what he needs. Now I'm working on the technique to mount it in the truck. So what I did is cut some 2x4s to 13 inches. This thing is 13 1/4 by 16, and it's designed to sit in here, and it drops in next to the seat belt, and it sits down on the surface of this thing. So that sits pretty steady. And then I'll take this piece that's going to hold the camera, and I'll screw through here with a couple of screws and just grind the back off so it doesn't scratch the plastic on the other side. And I'll set it just about like that so he has some room up front, he has some room in the back. Then I'll foam pad it and see if that does the job for him. Now I put 4 screws in, 2 up here and 2 down here, and by going on each side of center I was able to open this thing up a little bit, so my little hot dog bun is even more open than before. And then on the back side I came in here with a grinder and I just ground the screws off below flush. Now I'll put a piece of foam on here and I can drop it in this truck. So I took a couple pieces of foam and stapled it on the underside. So now when he wants to insert this thing, you can see it has the foam there that will interface with the plastic. And when he wants to put it in his truck, it's just a matter of dropping it in here. It just sits right down. That 2x4 fits pretty nicely next to the seat belt. And you know, it's certainly sturdy enough. It's not intended to go through an 80-mile-an-hour crash, but it gives him a convenient, controlled place to put his camera. And I suspect when he's driving, he might have his right hand on it if he's doing anything crazy. But in the meantime, it's a nice, safe, repeatable place where he can keep his electronics and easily get to them. When attaching the foam, in an effort to give him a surface in here that would not touch the camera, I used my super stitcher. I took the needle off and I came on the outside of each of the sides and I drilled a hole through first and then just kind of held the piece with my hand, and then I was able to come to the inside, and you can see I took these big long stitches. So I took a long stitch, went to the outside, took another long stitch, but it looks like it's worked pretty well. The thing is, or the padding is attached to the rest of the unit, and I mean it has a little bit of free play in there, but I'll go set it in the truck and I think he'll be pleased with this. And this is what the padded saddle looks like mounted in the truck. So it has positive location here with the 2x4s on the board. The foam keeps it from scratching anything. Nice, safe, sturdy place to put that camera. So I hope this idea helped you, and have a great day.